Shauna.
I'm Jordan.
And we are luxury destination wedding photographers who create images that impact marriages for our wonderful Cooney couples. And today we are actually going to be sharing some content for you photographers out there. So what we're going to be talking about is actually our favorite thing of all time.
Shauna's favorite thing because she's always using it, and it's one of our top things for our business, honestly, though, so I can't blame her.
And it's my favorite thing to teach, which is how to use Instagram. And today we're talking about how to use Instagram to attract your ideal client.
Absolutely.
So Instagram is, let's first start with what Instagram is. And you probably are like, yeah, Shauna, I know what Instagram is. It's where you go and you like double tap to like photos. But we're talking about what Instagram is from
what it means to me.
Business perspective. So first of all, Instagram is a place where we can show our photos, connect with different clients, connect with vendors, and even more importantly, have clients and vendors connect with us. So one of the things that I always love to point out about Instagram is that it is a time-sensitive platform. So for example, your blog is what we call evergreen. That means that no matter how much time has gone by, if somebody searches something on Google, your blog is capable of coming up if it has SEO, and it's going to be basically something that will last the test of time. There is no time limit. Evergreen. Instagram is not. Instagram as a platform pretty much runs around 24 hours. It depends on how you use hashtags and how strategic you are on different things, but for the most part, you can guess that your content's going to show up no more than 24 hours, at least in the feed.
I mean, like I said, your pictures will be on there constantly, but they're going to
on your personal
Instagram.
Instagram.
Keep getting pushed down, but you know the new post is only up there.
Correct. So your searchable content is only there for, let's say, 24 hours is a good rule of thumb. So what I mean by that is as people are on their Instagram grid and scrolling through their feed, your photo is only going to show up there for about 24 hours. If somebody's searching a hashtag, depending on how small or large that hashtag is, your content might be there longer. If it's a small hashtag, that means that a lot of people are not using that hashtag. So if you have a self-branded hashtag like hashtag Cooney couple, that's pretty much going to be all of our work. It's going to last there longer. If we use the hashtag wedding, that's a large hashtag. It's going to last there for only a couple of minutes before it's pushed down in the recents file.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of background knowledge that we always like to kind of re-explain, because the tips that we're going to share with you are really contingent on the fact that Instagram is a time-sensitive platform. Now, couples, when they're using Instagram in order to basically find their wedding vendors, what they are doing most of the time is searching through hashtags. So with that said, using hashtags is going to be a really important part of this equation.
I didn't know you could do. I did not know you could search hashtags.
Yeah, so if I was looking for, and I actually do this, if we're going on vacation somewhere, and let's say we're going to be in Paris, and I need to find, a Paris hair and makeup artist, I'm going to go ahead and use that as a hashtag search, like hashtag Paris, hair and makeup, Paris hair and makeup artist, all those different things, trying to find someone who maybe connects with the style that I'm looking for. That's what couples are doing. So they're maybe searching hashtag Florida wedding photographer, hashtag Chicago wedding photographer, hashtag Chicago engagement photography. All those different variations are variations that they're going to be using in order to find their wedding vendors. And so because of that, one of the things that is going to be the most important to this is that you post at least daily. And the reason that I say that is because Instagram is time sensitive. So when you make a post and you add those hashtags, every day you need to be doing that over again so that way your content is fresh in the hashtags.
Now, does this have to do with your engagement constantly, like for people to see your photo in their feed? 'Cause you always talk about engagement a lot, as far as always seeing your photo.
We're talking about hashtags, just hashtags and hashtag searches is what we're talking about right now.
Daily. Okay.
Well, the reason why you want to post daily is because as you post each day, you're using hashtags on that post. So when a couple searches the hashtag, your photo will show up in that hashtag. If you post once a week and somebody searches that hashtag, let's say you only use that hashtag once a week, your photo is going to be a little bit more buried depending on how large or small that hashtag is. So with that said, you do want to be using hashtags. If you're not familiar with hashtags, don't worry. I got you. Attached below here is a freebie that is going to walk you through using hashtags, our favorite app that we use, which helps you to track the relevancy of your hashtag. So like it'll say this hashtag's getting you discovered and this hashtag's not. It takes all the guessing work out of hashtags. So if you need help with hashtags, go ahead down into the comments here. If you're on our blog, just this little link below this video, and you go ahead and download that freebie because it's going to give you all of our tips and tricks on using hashtags, how to use hashtags wisely, and how to use them to get your clients finding you. One of the tips I will throw out here is that to use a mix of small, medium, and large hashtags. So for example, hashtag Florida wedding photographer is going to be a medium hashtag, whereas hashtag Sarasota wedding photographer is going to be a little bit of a smaller hashtag. You can think of it. Mm-hmm. And the easiest way to figure out which hashtags are large and which are small is just to get on Instagram, type them in, and it'll tell you how many hashtags are being posted there.
Another thing about hashtags, I did not know you could follow hashtags either. So you search it in, yep, you can follow it. Anytime it's posted, it'll come across your feed too.
And when you're using those hashtags, you're going to want to make sure that you're using ones that are relevant to your ideal client. So you want to get into their mind and think of, okay, what are they probably searching for? What kind of vendors are they searching for? What kind of venues are they searching for? Consider all of those topics when you're creating your content and your hashtags. So the reason for this too is because you cannot attract someone if you don't know who they are. So you really need to take some time and sit down. And y'all, I am not talking about like what store do they shop in and that's it. I am talking about who are they? How old are they? Where do they meet each other? How do they spend their time? What are their core values? Like this is something that we teach in our cooking classroom that we have. And it is honestly just one small portion of finding, identifying, and booking your ideal client. But it is probably the most important first step. You would be surprised how many people out there say that they know their ideal client, but if I were to grill you, I bet you that you might not.
You get to be roasted. No.
No, it's a little tough love. Really make sure that you sit down and outline it. And so you really want to dig deep on that and figure out those really hard, deep core values, because once you know that, you're going to be able to start attracting them more by speaking to your ideal client with your copy, okay? So what I mean by that is your copy is your voice as you're speaking on your Instagram stories. It's your voice in your written copy, so in your captions. It's going to be all of those little pieces, your bio. It's really how you're communicating with your ideal client or your audience to let them know like, hey, this is the people who, you know, I am attracting, and if this is your jam, come on forward because I'm going to be your photographer. And so you really can't do that if you don't know who they are. So you want to make sure that you're using your brand voice so that way you can connect with your audience, connect with your ideal clients so that they can see the value in working with your business. Which then takes me into one of my favorites, which is showing the heart of your business to your ideal client. So we do a why challenge where we help entrepreneurs figure out the true like goal and meaning of running their business, and it's not financial and it's not because they want to be creative. It's something deep rooted inside of them. For us, it's creating images that impact marriages. And so being able to share that with our clients, we attract a really special kind of couple. And so really take that time to figure that out. If you don't know what your why is, you can sign up for our why challenge wait list. We'll go ahead and link that up below for you. They come around intermittently, so depending on when you're watching this video, who knows on when our next one will be. But go ahead and sign up for that, and then as it comes out, we'll go ahead and let you know. It's probably one of our free things that's like the most like just amazing
done a few
things
times
that we
a year,
do. Yeah. And on that note as well, you'll want to make sure that you're showing images that also align with that ideal client's core value. So for example, if details are really important to them and they really love to like splurge on fancy things, then you're going to want to show that into your grid. If they're adventurous, you're going to want to show those really awesome adventurous scapes. You want to make sure what you're showing is attracting that ideal client and pulling them in. And as you're writing those captions on your like posts, you want to make sure that you're creating a call to action that allows for your audience to respond to you. So what I mean by that is ask whoever's reading it to comment, to like, to share, to save, whatever action it is that you want them to take on your photo. They will never know to do it if you don't directly ask them to. So give them a question. Today I made a post that said, it talked about flowers because it's May, April showers bring May flowers, and it had a photo of a centerpiece, and I I said, you know, I really do, and I genuinely do, love looking up other people's, like I love looking up new flowers. So I said, comment your favorite below. So that way I can take a look at whatever it is. And, you know, it's a way to create community. That's the way that I love to think about it, is that it's not just about beating the algorithm. It's not about the algorithm. It's about creating authentic community and authentic connections. And this is kind of what Jordan was talking about earlier, which was in like, when it comes to creating that space, because a lot of people, you're probably sitting there and you're probably like, yeah, Shauna, I do that and nobody responds to my photos. Okay, but let's drop a little more tough love. How much time are you spending commenting on other people's photos? Always give before you ask in return. Take 20 minutes, set a timer, sit down on your phone and go through people who are following you, and you take the time to comment on their content. You want to train your audience that it's okay to comment on your photos because you take the time to comment on theirs. You can't expect people to do something that you're not doing yourself.
Basically like the golden rule of Instagram.
For sure. And the same thing goes with not just posts, but also stories. Make sure you respond to their stories. Be engaging, be authentic, don't be fake, but be real and create community. I love to think of Instagram as a place to create authentic community and connections. And if you take that perspective, you're gonna find yourself going way further with your community. And that's it. Those are our top tips on attracting your ideal client on Instagram, how to use Instagram effectively. And like I said, if you're looking for a little more information on those hashtags, make sure you grab that freebie below because it is a gold mine. And we're just really excited for you. If there's any tip that you love about Instagram or a favorite tip that you had that we shared, go ahead and comment that below. And if you'd love to see some more wedding planning tips, you know, photography tips, or even just some silly fun videos that we do, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to our channels. That way you can be notified of when new videos are released.
And then if you guys are looking to still get any more information on the Cooney classroom, that link is also below too, to get on the wait list for that Y challenge, so that way you can help identify your ideal client.
All right, guys, we hope that you have an amazing day. We hope that that helps. And yeah, we'll see you in a few weeks.
Take care.
Bye, guys.